Hey guys, welcome back. Building big with City Skylines. This is episode 17. I'm Enigmius, and today we're finally going to get a little bit of a taste of building big, because up until now we've just been building a little town, and it's been growing. It's been growing a lot, but we haven't really done anything that felt necessarily big. So today we're going to put in a hydropower plant, and then we're going to put in a train station, and if those things don't make the city feel big, I'm afraid I don't know what will. Just kidding. There's lots of other things that can make it feel big. Before we do that, there's a few little things that we need to take care of. Otherwise, they're going to become a problem for us. One is this garbage situation. Getting constant complaints about too much garbage. So we're going to set up a couple more incinerators. Landfill capacity, we're at about 60%. And the incinerators, I don't know, maybe that'll go up when we unpause it. Let's see. Is it going to reflect? Yeah, there we go. So we're now capable of incinerating more than we're producing in terms of garbage. But that doesn't necessarily help with all the garbage-related problems. This guy is 64% full and emptying. Keep an eye on that guy. This guy is 69% full and emptying. 45% full. And it's open for business, and this one is absolutely full and obviously can't receive anything, so there's no point. Multiple problems. Yeah, set to empty its contents and it's full. Okay, so we should have enough capacity to burn most of the garbage that we're producing, and if we should happen to have any outflow or any leftover garbage, we have a little bit of capacity to put it in here. But watch the traffic when we get this guy going. Get back here. Damn mouse. All of the garbage trucks from the landfills that are emptying are going to start piling up around here along with all the freight. Look at the gridlock down here in this area. In fact, if we bring up the overlay... Stop it. This is what our industrial area looks like, and coming in from up here... It's not really any better. So we're gonna take a brief look at some of this. We've got that taken care of. We're gonna have some sewage problems very shortly, so we're gonna take care of that now before it becomes a headache. We're gonna maybe there we go. You look there it is. Managed to squeeze it in there, and then we have to make sure it's connected to the whole system, otherwise it doesn't do us any good. And conversely, we're also going to have potable water problems. So while we're here, we're going to take care of that. This is all preemptive stuff, so that once we get down to the business of doing the hydroelectric stuff and the train station, we're not going to get pulled away to deal with these mamby-pamby little issues that we don't really want to deal with. You can see still just bloody gridlock all the way back to the traffic circle. Not a problem. We can solve that. It's not a big deal. What else would we want to do before we... I think we're okay. If not, we're going to find out soon enough. But I think we've covered everything that's going to be an issue that's going to prevent us from enjoying this process. Now, hydroelectric power... I did some messing around with it. And if you don't do it properly, it's very, very expensive for no reason. And also, it can flood your entire city, depending on low-lying areas and all that other stuff. We don't want that. We don't want flooding of our city. We just want a power source that's going to kind of be there and be reliable for a while so that we can focus on other things without having to constantly place new turbines, because that gets kind of silly after a while. So we have this great big pond, and you can see the little arrows whenever we do anything with water that kind of show the strength of the flow, and it gets strongest obviously at the mouth of the river because all the water is converging there and pushing down the river. But if we kind of go through the middle, we'll get a little bit of flow, but also enough height and stuff, because the water level is going to change once we get this thing going. And I was a little bit concerned at first because I misread something on the tooltip, and then I had this idea in my head that was not correct, and consequently I was trying to do things based around that idea. And it didn't work so well. Oh, look at that. Estimated production, 112 megawatts. That's the highest I've seen. 128 estimated. There we go. That's the highest estimated production that I've seen. and I've set up about 3 of these now. Just kind of getting a feel for them. There are some things that are okay to watch me learn, and other things, if you had to sit there and watch me learn, it would be very, very frustrating. So if we speed this up, you can see the water is doing some crazy things down this way. We're actually seeing motion, and that's caused by water leaving that isn't being replaced. You can actually see the flow of the water now, instead of just relying on little arrows indicating to you that yes, the water is indeed flowing, and our poo is much more visible as it's going down the river that way. Fortunately, we had no plans of building any kind of expensive resort section of the city down in that direction ever. So we can kind of watch and see what's going on, and you can see already over this area here just how much the water level has gone down, because we're holding it up on this side, and then on the other side of the dam it's going lower, and the lower this goes, while this, oh look, it's spilling over. We've created a swamp in a place where we hadn't expected that we would be able to create a swamp. We've got water down here. Oh, look at over there. It escaped. We have escapees. The water has escaped. Isn't there a tool or something that lets us build that stuff up? I wonder. Let's try something sneaky. It may work, it may not. Let's just try starting here. Snapping off, bendy on. Like so, and then like so. I wonder if this won't bring the surrounding land high enough to stem that flow of water so that the flooding stops, because all that's really doing is eating up usable space that we might later want to use for, you know, whatever, zoning, places for our people to hang out and play, whatever. It doesn't really matter what it is. It just becomes not really usable to us when it's flooded. So something like that. Look at this. It's too low. There. We didn't do anything by way of saying raise or lower. It just on its own said it's going down whether you like it or not. I wonder if what we could, maybe we could do like, no. What other options might there be? Is there a thing? A highway ramp? No. What about like this? Gravel path? No. Pavement path? I read somewhere something about levees, and I wonder if maybe that's not just something that I misread, or something that's not available to me yet. Either one of those would be something that makes sense. Although I would rather have it now. Water treatment plant. We aren't going to have any those for a little while anyways. Alright, so we've done what we can to stop the flow of water for now. Past, oh look at that, the road's underwater. That's not very good. I read somewhere that there's a terraforming tool. What's this? That's camera. Bulldozer? No. We'll have to look into it. I know there's a terraforming mod. I'm still not really wanting to get too heavily into the whole modding thing this early on, but there's a terraforming tool that was implemented into the game recently. Now would be a great time to haul it out and kind of raise some of these areas a little bit, and then we can get rid of the silly road. Although the silly road is kind of picturesque on its own, just so it's sort of flowing around. Anyway, having discovered that we are creating the floods that we said we weren't going to do, down here, here, and here, oh, a little bit down there. Let's see, for 160 megawatts output. So the dam is working. And now we need to look at building our train station, because that's going to be, I think, a very, very huge component of solving this traffic issue down here. There are some changes that we'll make right here that we can do right now, because it's beyond time to kind of address this. We're going to go like that, and all of these guys as well. Your time has come. You're just in a very bad spot, and we need that space for a much better road. And what we're going to do is from that, we're going to pull... What's that? Is that a 3-lane? Oh, it is, because we did the 3-lane highway. That's right. Highway, 3-lane, one-way road suitable. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to pull from that a 6-lane one-way road. And we're going to do, okay, let's do straight to start. We'll just pull it out a wee bit and up. Like so. And then we're going to stretch it across this way. And there's something in the way. What is that? Something that's in the way. That looks like, is it a fire department? Yeah, I think that's a fire department. I wonder, can we just then stretch this straight over without smushing the fire department? Is that... Oh, almost. Almost. I saw you there. There we go. Those guys will get smushed in the process of doing this, but such is the price of progress. And then we can go down very simply. Yeah, it's straight. And then just make sure this is facing the right direction. Yes, it is. We can go curvy. Same kind of road, and we'll bring it in like so. And we'll bring it around like so. And with any luck, that should resolve a lot of our Holy crap. That should resolve a lot of our congestion from the traffic circle, which is just absolutely insane. It seems to be doing a pretty good job so far. We still have to deal with this over here, but that's not bad. Oh, look at all the traffic coming into the town. That's where all our traffic is coming from. You guys quit it. Stop it. Okay, so what we can do, what we want to do is we're going to set up our first train yard here in this area. Hopefully we'll be able to set it up in the water. Because it's right next to the industrial area, and that way we won't have to shunt traffic too far to get to the train area. But if you look all the way over here to this new plot of land that we bought recently, we've got a train line that connects to the exterior, to the outside of our town. So we'll be able to do trading like what's going on now with trucks, only hopefully with trains, and that will help alleviate some of these traffic concerns. So very quickly, let's do what we need to do. What I want to do is I want to have a road that kind of comes off this way that people can kind of divert off of when they want to go and unload at the train depot, sending their goods, without necessarily affecting the flow of traffic too badly going this way, because as you can see, there's quite a lot of it still. So we're going to do this, and the one way again. We're going to start it over this way, and I just want to make sure that I'm doing this right. No, I want to start it this way. I think that makes a little bit more sense to me. That might make a little bit more sense in a couple of minutes here once you see what I have in mind. So we're going to have the one way that diverts off this way. And this is a one-way road as well, so hopefully it won't require too much by way of stoppages. And then we can kind of bring it around this way. And then we'll go straight. It's just a little bit easier with the straight tool. And then like that. And then we'll go curvy again. And we're going to loop it around. It's going to hit that thing. That's okay. We'll pause it and we'll sort it out before we unpause it. Like so. So now traffic coming in this way, coming in from out of town for whatever reason, or traffic coming from the industrial area can kind of come down here onto the one-way, loop around, stop off at the train depot, drop off all their stuff, and then loop back around this way and get out of town that way, whatever. So I think it'll be a functional loop, but more importantly, it gives us lots of space off the main road for traffic. If it wants to back up while it's loading up on the trains, it can do that, and it's not going to be that big of a deal. So now, with all that yammering about trains, we're not going to put in a train station here just yet. This is for like tourism. The train station allows tourists to travel to and from the city, place the station to connect it to the rails leading out to allow trains to come and go automatically. What we want is this gigantic bastard, this wonderful gigantic bastard, that's going to sit right about here, I think. Yes, like so, and hoping very much that this isn't going to create a problem with flooding in the train yards, because that would be a catastrophe. You can see it's doing all right. It kind of raised up on one side and lowered on the other. Before we get too carried away, though, with this area here, let's just do the connection, because this is a recent feature that was added in a patch within the last week or two that allows you to build underground tunnels, specifically. So trains and roads, you can build tunnels now instead of just doing the elevated thing, which is kind of cool. Very expensive, but kind of cool. Now we want for this bendy clipping off, yeah, and we want to make sure we're as far down as it'll let me go. And then I can just basically run this wherever I want, because it's under everything. Now, I want to give it a little bit of thought. You know what, we're not going to worry about the passenger train stuff just yet. I'm not even going to worry about it. What I'm going to worry about now is getting this guy to go where we want it to go, which is along this way. Oh, we're getting red. We're being warned. And we'll do it like this. And then as we run along this way, later on, if we want to make a connection in here somewhere in our high density residential areas, we can. But primarily, we can kind of go along this way, and without having to do anything at all funky around bridges or rivers or anything like that, we've managed to run our train line. Let's see here. There we go. Straight for this one. Slope too steep. What do you mean too steep? Yeah, it's pretty deep back there. Let's back it off a little bit. And then we'll do connecting, distance too short. And then slope too steep. Wow, that's crazy. Look at the cost just to do this little segment there, because it's tunneled, is $6,500. I don't necessarily want it coming right out of the ground. We have to go down. Damn it. There we go. I don't want it coming directly out of the ground and connecting to that so soon. I want room to split it off into two. So again, and then up and straight. There we go. That's it. And then we'll go bendy. One this way. Like so. And then one... Wait. No. Space already occupied. No, it's not. That'll have to do. So now we can have trains going this way, and trains going that way, and trains coming in from this direction, and trains coming in from that direction. So that's the exterior connections. And now what I want to do with this part is I want to set up a kind of a holding area, just like we did up here with the loop, so that you know, trucks can come along and drop stuff off at the train station. I want multiple trains, if there happen to be multiple trains, to have a space where they can go and kind of wait out of the way of whatever train is being serviced here, and then that one leaves, and then the next one pulls in. So that's what we're aiming for with all of this shenaniganery. Of course, it won't let me do that. And what I found is that the length of the trains is just a little bit longer than the width of this plot here that runs kind of that way. So that's a good measurement to know. Otherwise, you can end up wasting a lot of space for nothing. And as we all know, space is at a premium, especially when we're looking for space that we haven't flooded yet. Oh, I can see that. It's going to bite us in our ass for a long time to come. And then we'll go straight. Space already occupied? No, it's not. Stop lying. Honk. That's a tiny bit longer than we needed, and that's okay. It's better, I think, to have it a tiny bit longer than not long enough. And then we go like that. Oops. Trying to do straight with the curvy ones, and it's not behaving the way I think it should, which is, of course, the metric for all things is not whether it's behaving properly, it's behaving whether or not I think it should be that way. Because if it's not, then there's a problem. That's the mantra. It's not going to let me do that, is it? You know what we can do? Ha! I'm going to go straight. We're going to start right here, and we're going to go across. And then we're going to start another one right here. We're going to go across. And then we'll do one more here. Go across. And that should be a profound abundance of space for everything that we want this thing to be able to do. So, connect and connect and back a little bit is ideal if it'll let me, but it won't. Connect. No, that's not gonna fly. So now we're getting our first traffic that doesn't even stop at the train station. That's not at all embarrassing. But it is a proper full loop, so I don't think there's any kind of blockage that's preventing this thing from working. I think we just need to get the traffic through that realizes that, hey, there's something going on here that might be interesting. Get some of these trucks off the road. And then from there, we should have a really sort of high-volume train station shenanigan in the beginnings. Will hopefully serve us well. So our traffic problems up here got a little bit better on this side, but now they're backed up over here. Our poor little traffic circle. I think at some point we're going to have to come in here and sort of try to figure out a solution that's better than the highway for the circle. Maybe, I don't know, an off-ramp here that goes here and then around and just kind of bypasses the traffic circle altogether for people who just want to leave the city. Here we go. We just had to leave and go look at something else for a few seconds and then come back. And now we're going to get a better look at how this whole thing should be working in the long term. We just saw a train leave, which is very nice. Our income is back on the rise, which is also very nice. We spent quite a bit getting the hydro dam and the train station in place. Here comes a train, it loads up, and then off it goes, loops around. That's kind of nifty. That worked. I can live with that. And then we get all the trucks coming in and dropping off their stuff. Or picking things up. That could be also part of it. Success! It took a long time. This is a little bit longer for an episode than I would normally like, but we had stuff to do that we had to do. The next episode, there's all kinds of stuff still to do, trust me. We're just getting started. So if you want to be notified when I add that episode, the easiest way to do that is to subscribe to my channel or follow me on social media. Links for social media always in the information box below the video. Please leave your comments and feedback. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.